What we're learning about misinformation in the wake of a global pandemic is that it can be as deadly as the virus and spread just as quickly. Let me break down what I mean by that. Part of the reason why a gap was created for misinformation to flourish is because of lack of access to information. And basically, across the African continent, journalists are dealing with dispelling myths, resistance from hostile governments, and protecting their own personal safety. Azarrah Karrim, a journalist with South Africa's News 24, was out taking photos on the first day of the national lockdown. She found herself running for her life as police fired rubber bullets at her, thinking she was violating the stay-at-home order.
Behind me were these shots, these repeated shots. And I stopped in the restaurant and I turned around and I put my hands up and I held my press card in one hand and I started screaming as loud as I could that I was part of the media.
Karrim and other South African reporters are facing controls on access to information. South Africa has criminalized the publication of any statement made, and I quote here, with the intention to deceive any person about COVID-19. This broad language has reporters worried.
We've been trying to counteract this by publicly stating that this is fake news and having a specific platform to say, if you're not sure about something being true or not, send it in here, and then we can determine if it's true or false. And that's been going quite well.
And Angela Quintal, a program coordinator at the Committee to Protect Journalists, says this is not an isolated incident. In many parts of the continent, the military has been called into action to enforce quarantine and are not really used to maintaining public order or even dealing with the press.
We find time and time again on a daily basis, we've been swamped with reports of either journalists being arrested, journalists being harassed, photographs being deleted.
These clashes are occurring continent-wide. Reporters Without Borders has documented members of the media assaulted and detained while covering coronavirus in the DRC, Senegal, Uganda, Nigeria, and other parts of the continent. So one reporter who knows these dangers all too well is Mefo Takambou, a print and broadcast journalist from Cameroon who spent 4 days in prison in 2018. She said African countries need journalists out in the field now more than ever.
If most of them are behind bars, who is going to tell that story? The place of the journalist is on the field, telling the story, keeping people informed.
Given these challenges and how quickly misinformation can spread, readers should always apply their critical thinking when consuming information about the virus.